Oh, I gotta fix this.
Are you good or evil? Understanding duality, the yin and the yang. So here we are today with our special guest, Danny Dalton. And I'm Heather, one of your hosts. And I'm going to introduce Dana Jensen, our beautiful.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. So glad you're joining us. So glad you're here on Good Friday. Happy Good Friday. Good, wonderful. Heather, let's start with a card. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good. It's today's launching your journey. I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. Dana, how would you like to explain that one?
Oh, well, that's very interesting because we're going into a universe of good and evil, and we're going to talk about it. And why does it exist? Why is there this duality that needs to be? And if we understand the duality of it, then maybe we have a better understanding of how to deal with it. And I think what's really interesting about this topic is that a lot of people just want to live happy and, we're only going to be positive and we're only going to think of good things and that kind of thing. So what I think we need to do at this point is understand that there is good and evil, and they have to exist because of the duality, and it has a balance to it. And if we understand the balance, then we understand where our vibration needs to be in order to keep it equal in some ways. So there you go. So Danny, I'm sure you have lots to say about good and evil. We had this interesting conversation a while back there. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about yourself and what's going on.
As we understand it, when we awaken and we truly understand why we're here and what's going on the planet, we can't just, like you said earlier, just stand in the light and everything's hunky-dory and everything's beautiful, because we're separate. We need to understand both sides of the coin. Everything is that duality, everything is the yin and yang. How could we possibly know what light is if we didn't have the contrasting dark? You would never know. The story goes with the fish. If you didn't take a fish out of the water, he didn't even know he was in water.
Neither do we.
Because he doesn't know what dry is. Never experienced dry. So it's the same with us. I feel that we need to experience this. And as souls, we came here to experience both sides. We have to. So we can know that this is harmful, this is light, and this is good. And so yin and yang, whatever phrase you want to call it, duality, whatever you want to call it, our soul gets to see the difference between harming someone and being good to someone and being kind. And if you harm someone, you can create karma. And there's consequences for this. So duality, we need to know, okay, do we really want to harm someone? Do we want to be the bad guy? Do we want to have ego? Do we want to do whatever is not right or harm less, to be kind and to be connected to spirit? So it's really important for us to experience both sides, because how would we know? How would we know? You can't.
And there is good and evil in every person as well. It's just what line do you stand on? What side of the fence are you on? And that's something to understand as well. And there is some nasty stuff going on right now. And if you're not really apprised or aware of what's going on in the world, I mean, have you seen some of those videos from Shanghai where people are screaming out of the cities? And if that's not pure evil, and I react when I watch that, and that's how I know. It's funny, the subway, I didn't react to that, so I knew it was a false flag. I didn't react to the emotions of it. I didn't feel the impact of it. But I look at Shanghai and I watch those videos and I feel it. I feel it in those people. I feel it in what is happening. There is and this is probably where it gets slippery, whether or not we should be talking about it or what have you, because they definitely want to suppress this as well. And I think in some way it is trying to raise the Chinese people to take back their lives and their sovereignty. I think in some way this is
I agree with you.
what it's designed to do. So they're going to stand up and they're going to say, you know what? Sorry,
Exactly.
don't mean to, but that's it. Enough is enough. And that's what I'm praying for. That's what I'm sending out there. But I can feel the turmoil. And that's why I'm feeling so anxious today as well. I know I was having a rough sleep
Yeah.
last night, feeling very anxious
It's
because there
unfortunate.
is evil in this world, but let's be good and let's understand that so we understand what kind of light we need to shine. How powerful do we need to be, and
Exactly.
what do we need to be vibrating at that certain level to be able to combat something like that, and that's what we need to do. And it is a combat. It is. It
Oh, this is a
is.
war.
It is a
This
war.
is
What's
a
going on
war.
is a crazy psychological bioweapon war that's happening. And boy, don't get me started. Okay, calm down.
Yep.
But you're right. So what I've been getting through all of this pandemic is that we're being forced to stand up for our rights, stand up in unity.
Yeah.
So we saw it in Ottawa, whereas the crowds were amazing. I wasn't able to attend, but every video I watched was moving to me. There was people uniting, and there was Muslims, and there was Sikhs, and there was Asians
Everybody
and
eating and
blacks.
drinking and having a good time.
And I mean, I was so moved by that. But finally, it took this darkness, if you want to call it that, or this hidden agenda, to bring people together. It's
It did.
important. It did,
And
and it
it
still
did do
is.
that.
It still is.
Unfortunately, there was dark in that. What I
Oh,
know about that whole sort of thing,
yeah.
there was yes, it brought the people together. Honestly, it did. But there was dark forces that were either running it or organizing it or
Yeah.
something, but I could feel it and I could see it over top of it. Yet you could see the people. And that's what I mean. A lie is a lie, even if you don't know you're being lied to. And the truth is the truth, even if you can't see it. So, but your cells and your memory, the memory of your cells will be able to resonate with the truth. And you have to be able to allow it in some way. I watched the horses, trampling the people. I absolutely knew that was a choreographed scene that was put together by whoever decided to do
Yeah.
this ridiculous thing. The
Yeah.
men couldn't ride. I've been a rider all my life. The men couldn't ride, and horses don't trample people, period. They don't,
Wow.
they will do everything in their power to avoid
avoid.
stepping on you.
Wow.
So very, very crazy things that were going on. That's where the darkness came in.
What's your take on this, Heather?
What's my
Pardon
take
me?
on it? Oh, Danny just asked what my take is on this. I view and I see and I feel.
Mhm.
And from there, that's where I get my truth. And
Mhm.
then I get to see other, I'll do my research. And my husband's very much involved with, watching what's going on as well. And so then we discuss what is happening. And then I have, fabulous friends and people that I hold very dear to me, such as
Sure.
Dana, who also shares with me. Because I can take in so much, and then I have to stand back from it, and then okay, I have to process and
Gotcha.
then go from there. And
An important thing to do, Heather.
yeah, how can I
Very
make a difference? What can I do if someone is beaten down by all of this
craziness.
evil information that they're
Yeah.
taking in? How can I then be a benefit? How can I help shine some light on to
Exactly.
these individuals? So that's where
Mhm.
I feel is my part. Yeah.
So let's kind of think about what it would be.
Yeah.
So maybe Danny, I can get your input on this.
Mhm.
What is the evil agenda and what is the good to do in order to counterbalance this? What do you think?
So what I get, I've been getting for some time that it has to get this bad You know, we would have liked to see it go away a year ago, see it drop off and all the arrests and all the truth come out for a fact. But I'm getting so strongly, it has to get this bad to motivate people. It has to get this bad because we're noticing people that were awake asleep are starting to realize, boy, there's something wrong here. I don't know what it is, but there's something really wrong here. Okay. And I follow a lot of different psychics that I trust and I resonate with. They're saying exactly the same thing. It has to get this bad to break it down and get people motivated and moving up, because as a collective, when we get enough people that's saying, like you said earlier, enough is enough, we're going to break this.
Yeah.
It had to get this bad, unfortunately. And yes, there's lots of casualties, because look at the vaccine damages. Horrendous.
Careful with that word.
Well, okay, yeah, exactly. Side effects.
And is that not the most evilest thing, that we have to censor the word that we're saying for something that
yes
is supposed to be so great? And there's so much
Yes.
evidence saying it's not.
Exactly. I've been following this since the late 90s. Did a great deal of research and know that there's more harm than good with all of this stuff.
And what's coming out now, just to kind of interject, you're gonna, or ever heard that old proverb of snake oil? So you're going to be hearing a lot about this if you do a little bit of research on it. And you know what? I've always known there was something a lot more sinister than what we were seeing. I was saying it. I said it to everybody. I have said it to everybody that we have a conversation about. And if you actually put the points together, this makes complete sense to what's going on, and the story will build. So if you ever get the chance and there's people talking about what's in the virus, where it came from, what's in the vaccine, and what animal is associated to it, or mammal that's associated to it, I would highly recommend that you watch it and just take what you will, leave the rest behind.
Yeah, this is we're at a vibrational point on the planet where nothing can be hidden anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
This was prophesized long ago, and I've seen it the last 2 or 3 years. So all this stuff that they're trying to suppress and hold us back on our videos and everything else, it's not going to happen much longer, because all this truth is coming out right now. We're going to see amazing disclosure in the next few months. Amazing disclosure. I feel it, I can taste it. The truth is going to break through, and it's up to the masses to dissect it, because it's all duality again. They're going to be showing this story, but they're going to try and show you that story. It's going to be an amazing time in the next few months.
Why doesn't the dark understand the karma? Or do they just, like, what is that? Like, these people are powerful. People who are part of the dark side or the evil side are smart, rich, successful, and all of those things. Why do they have no consciousness to this?
Can I go deep?
You can.
Okay, from what I understand, because I do hundreds of hours of research, and what I read and I see has to resonate with me on a soul level. So if you go back, we're going to use the word reptilian. Okay, they were apparently here before we were. They think they own this planet. They think, well, we're the rulers. We can do whatever we want with you.
And it's not their karma.
Exactly.
They don't see it as bad.
Not at all.
They see it as righteous.
Exactly. They were here first. You came here and took over our planet. And we're going to do whatever we want with you guys. Period. We're going to rule you. We're going to destroy you. We're going to control you. We're going to do all that stuff. And when I tap into their energy, the arrogance is on a level unheard of.
Megalomaniacs.
Absolute psychopaths, narcissists, and
Megalomaniacs.
their arrogance is so high. That's why they're still fighting, even though they've taken off the top levels. Because
What do you
we
mean
have
by that?
Uh,
What do you mean by that, Danny? Taking out the top levels. You want to dive a little bit deeper into that?
Sure. Okay. So the top levels of the controllers, people that run the planet, have been taken out. I have that from my ET families. I have that from insiders. I know a man who's directly involved with some deep intel. He exposes the pedophile rings. He works with the good FBI, the good CIA, and he says they're done, they're gone. The kings and queens of the planet, the Bushes, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, gone, all of them.
The Catholic Church?
Pope, all gone.
They capitulated, didn't they?
They've been executed.
That's quite a bold statement there, Danny.
Okay, this is from all that I know, and all that resonates with me. In my opinion, they're gone.
Is
So now
that why?
Go ahead.
Is that why, no matter whether or not we understand the intel that's coming to us, there is a peaceful feeling to it in some ways too?
Oh, huge. I have so much calmness knowing, because remember, we came here as light workers. We're warriors of light, right? I don't tell you some of the things I do. Maybe in one episode, I might go a little deeper. So my job is a large one behind the scenes. There's others like me here that are here to do the big jobs, the big work. I know we're winning by a long shot, by a long shot.
I feel like we are too.
We've already won. I am so peaceful, so calm. Yes, there's mass hysteria almost going on planet-wide. This is just part of the process. To break down a system, you have to destroy. And in that destroy, there's lots of victims, a lot of destruction.
Lots of ashes.
Exactly, because I would ask Spirit, okay, can't we fix the system? No, it has to go, period. It has to be destroyed. And then we build upon it a brand new system for the planet in every area, from government to military to banking to schools. Everything has to be changed. It has to come crumbling down. And we are, as a collective, will rebuild a brand new system that works for us, that is not controlled by others, where we have our input. We put in what we want it to do.
I know they've been saying it's a new world or a new way. It is going to be a new world, and it is never going back to normal.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want the old normal. We want a brand new normal without the darkness of the duality, because this is a time in history. I don't know if you know about the Hopi Indians. They're very beautiful people. They predicted this 900 years ago. It's on their prophecy rock this time in history, and all the native tribes in the planet have known about this time for centuries. We're in it right now. This is it. This is
and it is a war, and there is going to be casualties, but it's also biblical in a lot of ways as well, because a lot of what you're going to see that's coming out, the Bible itself is a prophet book. If you look at it, it's very prophetic, and there's many more issues of the Bible other than 66. There's like 700 I've heard, or something like that.
Exactly.
But really what you want to understand is that when they say this is biblical, it truly is. Like understanding the Bible will help you to understand the way through this. And I tell you, it's pretty amazing. And that's sort of why I kind of do a lot of investigative work. And I'm a lot like Danny. I'm sure Danny and I could have long conversations about what we know in the alternative world.
Exactly. And we need, as humans, okay, we're talking about duality. It's not to take everything so personal.
Exactly.
That's what we do as humans. Oh, this person's over bad here. They treated me bad. Okay, what is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn from this? Right. To forgive that person and say, well, they have their own issues. It's not about me. It's about them. When someone attacks you, it's their issues, it's their internal stuff. They're just forwarding it on to you. So that's part of our lesson with duality, is to not take these things personal. It's part of the process. It's their stuff. It's not my stuff. It could be a policeman. It could be your boss. It could be anybody that confronts you and gives you a hard time that day. So part of this duality is for us to rise above all that and say, okay, that's their stuff. I'm going to hold true to my faith, to my sovereignty, and I'm not going to let that person bother me. This is one of our greatest lessons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is to not take anything. I don't know if you've read the book, The Four Agreements.
Oh, yes.
Ancient knowledge. One of the four agreements is do not take anything personal.
Personal. I bribed my daughter in the bookstore. I wanted her to read this book so badly that I bribed her to buy it. And I said, I'll buy you that book if you will read this book.
And so, I mean, this old knowledge is perfect because we're here to experience things. And why let the dark or the duality, the negative energy get to us? There's a lesson in it to rise above it and stand in our light, stand in our faith, and not let this get to us, because it's just an experience. That's all it is. It's just an experience. And our soul came in here to experience this, because we have to experience everything in between, from the light to the dark, because in past lives we were dark. We've done many nasty things. We were barbarians, and we murdered and we killed and we raped, and other lives we were just farmers and nice people. So we have to understand we play all roles, all in this duality game. And this is where we grow. This is where we learn. This is where we rise our vibration, because we actually experience it and know it, that we're not going to go down that darker road. We don't want to harm others. We don't want to be the narcissist, the psychopath. And so this is our real journey here, is to say, I don't want that. It's not who I am. I'm going to stand in my light. I'm going to stand in my truth and my connection to spirit, to God. This is where it's at. I've experienced that, and I want nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. But how would you know unless you were actually there? So if you came to someone and said, have you ever eaten chocolate? No, I've never had it. I don't know what it's like. Until you taste it, you can't explain it, right? You actually have to experience what does chocolate taste like? Until you have it, you can't, there's no words to explain. You have to actually experience it. So why not we had to experience the dark side of human nature? We had to. And so we grow and learn from that, and we don't take it personal. Yes, many of us have been really harmed, physically and emotionally and traumatically, but we have to let that go, right? It's part of our process.
Forgiveness is one of the hardest things, I think, to forgive people for doing you wrong or trespassing on your soul, and forgiving people to do this. Doesn't mean you need to be around these people. Doesn't mean that they need to be in your life or in your existence. But if you put out the energy of forgiveness, then you're at peace with it. And really, it's about living a peaceful and balanced life. So when you look at somebody and you think they're evil, there's a difference between being just a shitty person, and there's a difference between being pure evil. There really is. And there is a scale in that as well.
I agree.
So, and that's sort of where that's where the forgiveness comes in. Everybody has a line in the sand, and there is just such evil things that don't deem forgiveness, and they should rot. And there is right or wrong, and that's kind of where I am. People who just make bad choices and make shitty decisions because they're immature or they're new souls. Deserve forgiveness in some way, but people who consciously,
deliberately, no forgiveness for them.
They don't deserve it.
And as we forgive, that's a very high vocation, if you want to use that word, or high level of, I use the word evolution all the time. You have to be highly evolved to truly forgive others. You've
Mhm.
raised your vibration to a new state to actually forgive all those that have harmed you. It's a very
Absolutely.
powerful, it is. So in my practice where we work with people to release the traumas in their lives, their emotional traumas, the thing they have to realize is they have to forgive, or it's not a healing. They have to forgive, and they do. The people that come to me are ready. They are ready to let it
Have
go.
you noticed that a lot of people don't want to give it up?
Oh,
They'll come in and I'll have this conversation with them, but they're just like, nope, not going to forgive them no matter what. And actually, I kind of feel bad for them because I understand it's their energy that they're going to carry with them, and it is self-inflicting in a lot of ways at that
I
point.
agree. The victim mentality, poor me, I've been doing this, and I'm gonna be in a pity party. But I'm I don't know if it's blessed, but the people that come to me are actually ready. They know they're ready. And the session goes really well. I only had one client who said, well, I'm not quite ready to forgive my mom completely, so I'm going to forgive her this much today.
And that
And
much tomorrow.
I said, that's fine. I made the energy stay with her every day. And as time goes on, she'll be a little bit more and a little bit more, at her own speed. So this happens. This happens.
So Heather, you've been very quiet in this conversation.
Well, I find it very interesting. It's nice to hear. Like you say, it's a duality conversation, isn't it?
It is a duality conversation.
Yeah, well, it's just that I go into my thoughts because I'm hearing you both with your
Mhm.
thoughts, and I'm able to relate or to go to past experiences, and it's from those past experiences um, that you just try to not try to, but it's like you say, you do the forgiveness and you move on, and but you do keep that memory of that experience, and that comes forward with you, not in the sense that it's these boulders that you're carrying with you as a victim,
How
but
do you react to it?
yeah, it's just
Mhm.
it's just the experience. Okay, if something alarms start going off and hey, it reminds me of that past experience way back over here, then you start to just, okay, I need to pay attention. I need to pay attention of what's going on, and okay, how can I better fix or go through this situation, and
It almost gets to the point, Heather, where you don't, when the memory itself comes out of the filing cabinet, it's almost to the point where you don't react to it at all. You don't have an emotion. You just are in a neutral state of mind. And that's usually,
yeah,
that's where the forgiveness is. You don't
yeah,
forget, but you
no.
just become neutral
Yeah,
about it and you don't react to it. I mean, I think that's the
uh,
final goal of it all.
Yes,
it
yeah,
is.
and I fully agree with you there, and you're
Yeah.
right. That's I was trying to get the words for that, but that's
Mhm.
exactly what it is, and it's not
Mhm.
taking things personally, right?
Moving forward. And, as a soul, we chose to experience these kind of things.
Yeah,
We really did. And yes, they're really difficult. And yes, they're really challenging. And yes, they can really bring us down. But it's for us to go through that and accept it, not take it on, and move forward in our lives. This is what we came here to be. And as a soul, we're in a better position. If you want to say we're more highly evolved. Okay. So just to mention one thing, what I see with the sessions that I do, they go back to past lives, most of them. So they have this really terrible issue in this lifetime, but I have to dig down. Did you have this same issue in a past life? And they did. Most of them do. So you've had this issue of, say, abandonment in past lives. It could be 50, it could be 100. Do you see that you did not learn the lesson? You played the victim and you brought that pain into the next lifetime, into the next lifetime. You're not learning your lesson. This is your chance right here and now to take care of that forever. So they're ready. We healed all the past lives. We healed the present life. And that means that issue is gone from you. It'll never come back in the future lives. It's done. It's over with. But this is how we carry our pain with us.
Cell
Lifetime
memory.
after lifetime, and we don't resolve it.
Yep, cell memory. That's what it is.
We want to play the victim. We want to say, poor me. I've been so hard done by. I hate the person that did it to me, and blah, 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 blah. Nope, it's time to let it go.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, it's time to wrap up the show, and we're going to be talking about past lives on Tuesday with you, Danny. That's our next one. So hopefully you're going to bring a wonderful conversation to that, of course. And Heather, is there a final card that you'd like to
Sure.
You'd like to pull before we go?
There we go. Opening to love. My heart is open. How's that one?
And that's perfect.
Happy Easter.
And happy Easter, happy Good Friday. We didn't go too dark, which I'm kind of happy about, but we do understand it exists. If you're curious about finding out, definitely delve in. If there's anything that you want to ask, or if there's any videos maybe I can introduce you to, or some things that maybe Dana and I could, especially if you're day to day, you're busy, you're raising kids, you're too busy to kind of look for this information. If there's anything that we can help you with, we are more than happy. Understand, it is just something to look at. It is up to you to decide whether or not it's for you or not. Okay, so please understand that. Danny, it's been awesome talking to you. So just tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
You can get a hold of me through my email at ddtoolman99@gmail.com. And you can send me a message. And if you want to chat, I don't charge. You guys want to have a conversation and throw some ideas around, I'm always here to help. Is it okay to give a phone number?
Sure.
Okay, my phone number is 705-931-1097, and it's Danny Dalton. By all means, give me a call.
Good.
Okay.
Heather, lovely to see you again. Until Monday.
Yeah.
Till
It
Tuesday.
has
Well, you're gonna
Tuesday.
do you have a show on Monday?
Yes, Heather and I do it every morning at 9 o'clock. So, but we'll see you on Monday. Oh, no, it's Easter Monday.
Yes, it is.
You have company that day.
Nope, they'll be gone by then. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so then I will see you on Monday morning. Thank you all for watching. It has been
Bartholomew says goodbye too.
Bartholomew. Oh yes, you're Bartholomew. Oh, let
he's
us
cute.
know what you think of him.
Hide the Easter eggs from him. There you go.
We all have opinions about Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
looks like
Interesting
royalty.
character. Royalty. I would have
Royalty in purple. That's a royal
There
color
we
for
go.
sure.
Ah.
awesome. Well, have a great weekend, girls.
Bye,
Yeah.
guys.